Here's a quick look at the market through the eyes of eMiniDayTrader for Monday, April the 20th, 2009. Well, we had been mentioning on Friday that the resistance area of around 870 had been reached and that we should be on the lookout for a possible pullback today or early this week. Of course, that ended up by happening earlier than I thought it would, but nonetheless, it did. This was Sunday evening going into Monday morning, the overnight trade, and you can see that it started to sell off. Here's Friday's action, and so some good selling that actually occurred during that overnight session. And of course, here's our regular trading hours here, and you can see that the market obviously had a very good sell-off. So we are now in the area where the market has dipped into the gap for support. And so that area down there will be a likely area of potential support going into tomorrow. You can see it better on here where we've got this gap that had been formed here, partially erased here, and then all the way to here. And so we just keep getting less and less of it. So this is still going to act as support. If it doesn't, then that's obviously very bearish. And should it not continue to act as support, we could expect to see further down movement. However, if it can act as support, then we're going to have a bit of a bounce, and the next level up here would probably be in around the 838 area, and then possibly in around 845, and then of course all the way up to the next gap area, which was formed today, and this of course would be the next area of strong resistance. So that's really where we're caught in between right now, and what we need to look at as far as from a little bit of a longer term or intraday perspective, what we're looking where potential support and or resistance could come into play. Now we did have some trades today. Actually our earliest trades here were all long trades. We had 3 of them here. One reached our first objective, the other 2 stopped out, and these were system trades, although these second 2 trades in particular, they were saying trade type. The first trade was a different trade type, but the second and third trades here, there would be lots of our members who would choose not to take those trades because we knew the structure that had happened early in the trading day. We'd also know that the expectation was for, or not expectation, but there was we had to be on the lookout that the market could very well pull in because it had just reached up to the known longer term resistance area of 870. So, with those in mind, we had some questions as far as getting on board any of these long trades because they're just they're going to be kind of tough to handle should they go ahead and offer us any kind of good returns. The third one here, some of our traders took. A lot of our traders did not take this one, certainly more of our experienced ones. We did have another long trade that occurred right in here. It rallied a couple of points for us. We had a nice short trade in here as well. Right in here, it dropped down nicely, 2.5 points for us. We got on board a long trade in here off of this BA. We got nicked just by 1 tick, and then it had a nice move up. So unfortunately, we're stopped out on that, but it just by the 1 tick, and then it turned right around and rallied about 3.5 points. So a little bit unfortunate on that very last trade. But so at any rate, this is what we're looking at for the market as far as gaining a bit broader perspective that we like to do. In other words, longer term than just the day time frame, because we are day traders. We need to know not only what's going on in the daytime frame, but also what's going on in the next time frame higher, which you could identify that as a 10-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute, third day, half day, whatever. But certainly on an intraday basis as well, and this is why I always like to start these videos with the market profile, because it can at least offer us a little bit better perspective from a longer time frame as far as what we can look forward to. So that when we're making these trades, we always want to try and be on board the side that's dominant, and obviously with the expectation or likelihood that the market could pull off or pull in today, and then the early structure that we had made taking those early long trades either questionable, or you had to be really nimble with them. And so when we can get on board trades that are in sync with that, then we have a much better opportunity. being successful with our trade. So that's what we're really trying to do every day is to stay in sync with the market as best we possibly can. So if you got any questions or comments, just, we'd love to hear from you at eMiniDayTrader.com, or just send us an email at info@eMiniDayTrader.com. So that's a bit of the market outlook, whether or not we've really got a bottom in place here, where we're going to have a bit of a lift off of this support area or not. That's the key really right now. If it doesn't hold overnight, look for the test early in the morning. If that holds, great, we could have a nice bounce. If not, we're in for more down movement. So it just with the kind of volume and so forth that happened today, it looks more likely that it wants to sell off, but that's certainly not. That's that kind of thing is like a 60-40. I mean, it's not obviously. Whereas on Friday we had a much better indication on that. So at any rate, that's a quick look at the trades. This is, of course, just a shortened version of all the detail that we get into on the members video, which, of course, is much longer. Look forward to hearing from you. So that'll be it for Monday, April the 20th, 2009.